Hey guys, welcome back. So this is my coworker Melanie. She works at the front desk. This is her before. I wanted to show you guys me doing a client in the salon because I just love that idea. So she has some really warm root color going on, and her ends are obviously pretty lightened, and she has that money piece. She was feeling a little blah, so we wanted to just brighten it up and just blend it a little bit more. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be doing a bowl of the Flash Lift with bonder, and that's from Redken, and I just mixed 10 and 20 volume. It does have the bonder inside, so I wanted to use the 20 volume because the bonder does slow your process down. It's a lot like having Olaplex in your lightener, but Redken has their pH bonder that's already included in their lightener. So I love that idea. And I didn't want to do strictly just 10 volume because I want to be able to get a good amount of lift. But also keep in mind that because we're doing baby lights, we don't want it to lift too fast. I want things to lift evenly and just really beautifully. So she does part slightly off center. And what you'll see me do is I'll do a couple slices around the face, back to back. I do 2 slices there, and then I go on and do my baby lights. In the front, I do 3 slices just because she does like having more of that bright money piece in the front, but when she puts her hair back, I don't want it to be too chunky on the sides. So that's why I only did 2 foils back to back. I've never done her hair before, and I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous, which is so funny. I was telling her that. She's like, "Oh my gosh, why?" She's like, "I trust you." I'm like, "Great, thanks." I'm glad you do. I'm still nervous. So it happens to the best of us. So I'm just doing 2 foils back to back. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely adore watching these videos. I think they're so satisfying. And they just have a special place in my heart. So I wanted to do this video because I think I mean, I definitely learn a lot from seeing other people do it. And I feel like the client perspective, if you're able to kind of watch a little bit more like what hairstylists do behind the chair, maybe it makes things a little bit easier and you can understand it a little bit more and maybe make your experience at a salon a little bit better. And it's just satisfying to watch, in my opinion. So you'll kind of see me talking back and forth, and I'm talking to my assistant Rihanna, who is not in frame at the moment. But I was like, okay, I knew I was going to do a voiceover, so I wanted to still walk her through what I'm doing because she is learning. So this was a good way to get a video out of it, get Melanie's hair done, and then teach along the way. So that's what we're doing. So I am just speeding through this, and we're doing the baby lights, and we'll be doing the baby lights all the way up the head. I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet, but we are doing a partial baby light, and then we'll do what I call a tip out, which is back combing some of the ends that are left out just to give her that lighter, brighter overall feel. And I think it'll look great. Spoiler, it did look great. Look at those little baby pieces. I needed to lighten them bad boys. She was having this weird situation where when she would wash her hair, she described it as looking like peanut butter. It looked like it would get so much darker and warmer in tone, and it was the weirdest thing. And so I told her if we lightened it to let me know if that still happens, and I honestly could not figure out why. I mean, I have ideas, but I wasn't totally sure, so I'm like, okay, I can do your hair and you just let me know. So I went ahead and did both sides, including the hairline as well. And so this back section, what I did was I took a longer like rectangle section and I took it down past her crown because I wanted her to feel a little bit brighter without having to do a full highlight. So the cool thing about doing this highlighting service the way that I did it was that it does not require a ton of maintenance. If she decides, in 4, 6, 8 weeks even, that she wants to go a little bit brighter, we can do that and still have it look really graceful and more natural, I guess I would say. That's still possible. However, if she decides that she doesn't want to get highlights done until 6 months from now, of course she'll have more of that root area, but that way, doing it this way, it's still a little graceful because you're not going to see a super harsh line growing in like you would with a traditional highlighting pattern or a traditional like foiling technique. I do still like to leave a good amount of hair in between each foil, even though I am baby lighting. I like to leave a good amount of hair, I'm sure you've noticed, because that will give you some dimension, and you don't want the baby lights to just eat away at the hair. You want some dimension in there. So this is what the foiling, all the foils in there look like. And I let that process for a few minutes. I back comb a few times, and then what I'll do is use lightener and paint it on there, so like a balayage. And then we're gonna let that lighten up, and it'll just help everything blend, because I don't want just light pieces at the top. I want to be able to give her more of a cohesive look, and so brightening up the ends just a smidge are really gonna help her with that. And also we felt like the tone of her hair needed to change just a tiny bit, so lightening up the ends will be able to give me that. Also, look at my hair, man. Like, oh, that red did not fade nicely. So so here we are. But don't worry, I'll be getting my hair done this week, hopefully. So I totally didn't realize that I didn't have this part recorded until I was like halfway through, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to record this. So I got my phone out and had my assistant help me with that. So this is the Shades EQ 07N, 07NA, which is a natural ash, and it's just natural. I had her hair parted in a T section. I did the back first, and then I'm going up the sides and leaving out the front hairline, or the money pieces like I've been saying. And I like to do a diagonal back. And the reason why I like to do this root melt, root smudge, whatever you want to call it, is because I want it to be a graceful grow out for her. We didn't want a super chunky, or, you know, we didn't want the highlights to be super noticeable, but we did want her to feel a little bit brighter. And the beautiful thing about this is, because Redken Shades EQ is a demi-permanent color, it will fade out gradually, and it'll be beautiful, and she'll still have the appearance of the highlights there. And then I just take a nice big brush and comb through. Keep in mind, I'm able to do this because I did have conditioner on her ends, since we did have to comb out the teased sections. I then went and did the hairline with that Root Tap color that I had mentioned earlier, and then I put the actual toner on her ends, or glaze, whatever you want to call it. Same thing, Redken Shades EQ 010P 010GI, so pearl and then gold iridescent, because I wanted it to be bright, but I didn't want it to be too icy by any means. We still wanted some warmth, so the gold in there was gonna be gorgeous. So this is what it looks like straight, and this lighting is not doing it any justice, but I will show you guys up in the front room where there is natural light. And that's it curled. Don't worry, it will be combed out. I like a nice soft beachy look, and obviously that's not what this is. So once I comb it out, I promise it'll look way better. Also, did you guys see that tonal change? It's crazy how hair looks inside as opposed to right in direct, direct sunlight or in natural light. It's crazy just how much the tone changes. So I take a wide tooth comb, I sit there and just kind of comb everything out a few times, and it's way softer, so much prettier. But this is the final result, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know if you guys love this video, if there's anything else you want to see. But I really, really love and appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.